Hello, Laura Vinson, Lane County Human Resources and Talent Acquisition Strategist. I'm here to demonstrate the new hire forms and how to fill them out. So let me share my screen. And most importantly, candidates will get an email with a link this. And it says activation. I clicked that link. It immediately opened up this page. It says set new password. That was really easy. Folks that have issues with this piece, getting the activation link to work, one, their default browser is not a Google browser, or the link has expired. Links for activation are good in Onboard for 48 hours, as I understand it. And if the link opens in Internet Explorer or Safari, it will never work. Okay, so I've set my password. And see, it says user account was successfully activated, and now I'm logging in. I'm not going to save that. Okay, so you can see it has taken me to my onboarding portal where it has a list of my checklist items here and when they're due. So let's just work through the list. If you scroll to the bottom, you'll see it has a lot of info about the county. Welcome to Lane County. It has all their checklist items, what to know on your first day, where to go. It has our mission to improve lives, info about our strategic plan. We have some videos here. Lane County, the best place to work, live, work, and play. More information on day one. Where should I park? What do I bring? Information about their first week. And then I added this today, Onboard FAQ for candidates. So folks would have to get here first to be able to use this. However, we have added it to our template that we send out to individuals. It's a PDF document in addition to what we've already listed in that new hire email. All right, so let's go through the list. You'll see that this says 4 days past due. Uh-oh, let me click on it. Enters automatically my name here. Yada, yada, yada. Just scrolling through so you see what candidates see. Going to ask us to fill all of these out. I'm not going to fill these forms out. I'm just doing this to show y'all what they look like. Okay, here's the drug screen and TB test form, what folks see. And they received an email from you explaining how to use this form. They're supposed to print this form and take it with them. So they can do that. By did you see what sorry, one moment. So you see here, I went to accessibility tools and then click here to download a PDF, okay? So they can download Adobe Acrobat or they can open it as a Word document, whichever is easiest. Okay, so I'm not submitting forms again, I'm just showing you what the forms look like. I feel like folks have a lot of issues with this form. So I am going to fill this one out. I'm going to show them my vaccination. And this is the link to the exception form. So when people say there's no link, there's no link, there is a link. They got to click the I for information and it opens. Now to upload their vaccination card, they can drag and drop or they can click here to upload. Obviously, mine is already done, so I'm just going to upload something, I don't know. So you see, they just have to hit manage attachments, select the file. And if people have issues here, you can tell them they can, if you take a picture on your phone, you can email it to yourself with the download button. And then from your email, you can save it to your desktop or your phone. And from there, you can upload it. Okay. Lane County parking info. So if parking applies to folks, this is what the form looks like. You go to the I here, it has, so I know people like, there's no link, there's no link. They have to click on the information so that they can get to the link. Okay, y'all? And then there's this. This just helps them to know if they want to look at these options. We send them another form on their first day if parking applies to them, so they can fill it out or not. I feel like this is an interesting one. A lot of folks do the I-9 wrong. New hires only complete section 1, and it's very, very important that they only put in the things requested. And you notice there's an I for information. They don't want any other things. So if I had other names beside Luther, I would write them. No semicolons, no commas, just the names. And then here it wants the address. If they have an apartment number, if there's no apartment, and you see they ask for it to be NA. Folks need to do it exactly like it's listed. NA. Now, city or town. Actually, I'm using my work address. And if they hit enter or check here, it tells them exactly what they need. Here, they just have to select the right state code and then enter a zip code. Date of birth. We all know I wasn't born then, but nobody needs to know how old I really am. Employee's email address. And enter that. Employee's telephone number. Okay. And now they must select only one of these, one of the boxes. So I'm a citizen of the United States, so none of these other boxes were filled in. A non-citizen national, if I'm a lawful permanent resident, you will see it will ask me for my alien registration number, which is a 7 to 9 digit number. And then they need to select which it is. If I'm an immigrant authorized to work in the United States, then I need to fill in additional. Then I have to use my full name, accept, and then I would select today's date. But I am a citizen of the United States. Okay. The next thing, emergency contact form. So it entered all my information that I entered into the form. I need to enter my contact. I need to select what they are to me, enter their name. Do they have the same address? Do they have the same phone number? No. Then I can enter a second and then hit submit. Very simple, very straightforward. Badge photo. Again, all that's required here is a signature, today's date, and then I just upload a photo. So if you go here, I'll just go to pictures. Let's use my big hair picture, and that's done. And then you can save and submit. Not difficult. Again, if folks are using a phone, they can take a selfie with their phone, download the picture to their phone, send it to themselves via email, or they can log into the NeoGov app and do it on their phone in the app. So the most important forms here, obviously these pre-hire forms are pretty important. All of the forms are pretty important, but the forms from the onboard checklist that actually create the employee profile are the personal data form and the I-9 form. So folks have to fill out all of this information. It gets uploaded to PeopleSoft. They sign, signature, submit. Very straightforward. W-4 forms, I understand, are challenging. There's instructions here. Folks just need to click to go to the instructions. We are not tax attorneys. We are legally not able to advise new hires on how to fill out their W-4 forms. If they have questions, you need to refer them to the instructions. Tell them to contact their attorney. Tell them to ask their parents. We cannot give advice on how to fill these out. So you'll see here, it automatically fills out first name, last name, and the address. They must enter their social security number here. They must select single, married filing separately, married filing jointly, head of household. Now, if someone deductions, they got to do that worksheet up here, go into the instructions. So if they enter, this information doesn't go to PeopleSoft. So if they enter numbers here, it will populate here. Other income that they get, not from job. So maybe if they have, but again, we're not tax attorneys, so I'm not going to give any advice here either. If folks have questions about questions 3, 4A, 4B, or 4C, we cannot answer them, but they have to be filled out. They have to be filled out. So then they sign, date, and that's it. And you'll see there's further instructions if they need to, if they're doing multiple jobs, deductions and such. Just let them know, hey, go through all the instructions. We can't legally advise you. Fill out the forms. Okay. This Oregon DMV form, as you know, is a risk form, not a lot of info required. It's just asking, do you have an Oregon driver license? What's your number, issue? And then they sign and date. If folks do not, if they say no, I do not have a driver's license, they cannot drive for work. So it's important to know that. Okay, so now looks like we have another page. I feel like there's a lot of confusion on this form. All they have to do is open that and then click the link. And it takes them to the Ask Me membership page. We don't collect any info on this. Ask Me wanted us to send them directly to their website. So they open the task, click the link, and hit save or cancel. It doesn't matter. Okay, so let's look. What haven't we done? Direct deposit authorization form is also very, very, very important. Folks have to fill this out correctly or their pay will be jacked up. If a returning Lane County employee, I'm not going to answer, are you a returning Lane County employee? I'm going to say no. So here you have to put financial institution name, whether it's checking or savings, a routing number, which is only it's 9 numbers. 323274351. Yeah, I guess it's 9 numbers. And then their account number, they have to enter here. Then they just sign and date. And then we have this link here for folks if they want to figure out if they have any questions about their bank and routing number. Pretty simple. The only forms we really get errors on are the I-9, people putting in semicolons and commas and things where it's supposed to be in messages around on that form every time. Then there's the W-4 form. You saw there were instructions above that. So again, just like the federal W-4, they must select one of these, enter their deductions. You see this is required. They need to sign and date and submit. The benefits enrollment process, really the forms, we have some forms in here for them to look at. Proof of other insurance, health coverage. If they're not going to use county health insurance, then they have to fill out this form to tell us why they don't want it, because we're required to report that if folks aren't going to use our health insurance. So this form is in here, even though very few people use it. I don't know why it's having trouble loading. We also have the review dependent eligibility form for them to download, because folks need to know who is and is not a dependent. So again, they just review this. There's nothing to do but review. And then there's the PERS beneficiary form. This again is just telling them what to expect. That we want to make sure that they signed and read this. And these forms are not due until their first day. And we just need to make sure that folks understand what PERS is and when and what we contribute. So this complete I-9 is a task for our team just to make sure that it's done. So we just want to make sure that they've done their I-9. And then if I go back to that onboarding page, I can see the checklist timeline here. We have some other just review policy things that we like to do at this stage. The Lane County Emergency Alert System. So as you can see, all the forms are here. And I guess if you were doing this on a phone, it might be a little harder because phone screens aren't very wide. It can be done on a phone. You'll just need to, I would encourage people to download that NeoGov app. So the forms, we try to have our forms set up in here so that they're mobile friendly, just so you know. And then this just shows all the tasks and forms. So I hope this has been a beneficial demonstration of what folks see in Onboard. Please know that we send out an FAQ for candidate issues. We also have it here on their homepage. And here are the questions that we've received from y'all that people often ask. So we've uploaded that here. And then when we're done, they can log out. And that, my friends, is all there is to it. I hope this demonstration was helpful and that we'll see fewer and fewer issues. We've been very successful recently with hires in NeoGov and not having too many issues. So look forward to hearing from y'all how well this helped. Thanks so much and have a great afternoon.